Today was not a great day for the semiconductor industry. We can see one of my favorite stocks, Nvidia, was down about 4.5% for the day. A lot happened today that I want to cover. First, we're going to see an analyst kind of reduce price targets in a lot of semiconductor companies due to kind of consumer spending worries. We're also going to take a quick look at that, hey, TSM is kind of showing growth in the revenue market. So what's really happening? Are we going down? Are we going up? Let's find out in today's episode. If this is your first time here, make sure to hit the thumbs up, make sure to hit the subscribe button, check out the pinned comment for free Discord, free newsletter, and a lot of great investing links. So we can just jump in there. Like I mentioned, Nvidia right now is down about 4.5% for the day. That's what it actually closed. We can see year to date, it hasn't been that great for semiconductor companies. It's down about 23.25%. And we can see numerous other companies are down on the day today. We can see TSM was finished down 1.22%. Year to date is also down over 22%. We can see Intel is another company in the semiconductor industry down 1% for the day, and year to date is down about 11%. Finally, I just want to take a quick look at Qualcomm. Qualcomm is down to 1.82 on the day, and year to date is down about 26.5%. So what's happening? Why are stocks, especially in the semiconductor industry, down? So today, what ended up happening is an analyst from Truist Securities adjusted the price target for numerous semiconductor companies. For example, Nvidia's price target got cut down to $298 from $350. One of the reasons for it is the analyst warns that in the consumer spending market, there are seeing kind of a decrease in things like laptops and things like mobile departments, and semiconductor companies are going to suffer in the short term of things. The analyst does believe that this is more of just cut production in for the second quarter, but believes that demand will continue at least for the second half of this year and is still super strong. So we can see this is definitely kind of more of like a short-term mentality. Nothing wrong with that, but if you are a long-term investor, things like this, I want to say, are, for me personally, are things I would normally ignore. And let me just say, this is not the first time we've seen numerous kind of analysts kind of reduce a few price targets on some consumer semiconductor companies recently. We can see Qualcomm has taken quite a hit. It's the one down the biggest year to date, down over 26.5%. Qualcomm, for example, is one of those companies that at the moment deals a lot with consumer products. So obviously, if you're kind of talking about consumer slowdown, you would think a company like Qualcomm will be the most impacted. And let me just say, this is something that is not new, especially to this channel. We have been talking about this a lot, where the consumer electronics is expected to go down. We took a look at Micron Technologies earnings a few weeks ago, and we did realize a few things. First, we did see in the PC market that they saw a softer spending on consumer and Chromebook demand. So that was the first hint that, hey, the consumer market is taking quite a hit. I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video, and keep listening for this great offer we have for the community. The Motley Fool is a company that provides investing insight and stock recommendations for investors of all skill sets and risk levels. You all know how much I love researching new stocks and trying to find the next best investments. So I'm proud to partner with the Motley Fool to bring you a discount for one of my favorite services the Fool offers, the Motley Fool Stock Advisor. Go to fool.com/Jose to sign up and get access to a ton of expert stock picks. Every month you'll get 2 new picks that are aimed at growing your wealth and to help you realize your financial goals. Stock Advisor has been a market-beating service. So what are you waiting for? Thanks again for the Motley Fool. Now on to today's points. The second thing we also saw in the mobile industry, they mentioned that they saw some weakness in the China market as the local economy slows, smartphone market share shift, and some consumers take a more prudent approach to inventory management. So we can see companies were already expecting a slowdown in consumer goods and in like laptops, like mobile devices. Again, this is not something new if we've been watching the channel. And I do believe this kind of consumer downgrades and stuff like this is going to create buying opportunities for semiconductor companies, especially for semiconductor companies that don't only focus on consumers. One of my favorite companies, for example, is Nvidia, right? Nvidia right now is down about 23% year to date. This is one of my top holdings in my portfolio, and it's probably one of my favorite positions. Nvidia is a company that provides consumer goods. For example, their graphics cards go in numerous laptops. They go in your traditional consumer gamer. But if we take a quick look at Nvidia's revenue market, we can see data center is also a big portion of this company's total revenue. And things like enterprise spending from professional visualizations, for example, the automobile industry, which we've been kind of talking about in this channel a lot, are also other portions of this company's revenue. And if we take a quick look at Micron's technology, a few things they mentioned. Data center saw 60% year-over-year growth, so that market is still pretty strong. They also mentioned how the auto and industrial market are still growing at record levels, right? So we can see there is definitely a slowdown in certain markets, but there is still kind of growth in others. And in the PC market, even though there is a decrease in consumer goods, there is an increase in enterprise spending at the moment. And the question shouldn't be, hey, is consumer slowing down happening? The answer is already here. Yes, this is happening. The real question is, how much of a worry should it be because of all these other markets out there that are growing? And what I believe we're going to see is we might see a small dip in maybe revenue from semiconductors. I do believe if that happens, it's going to create a lot of buying opportunities for the semiconductor industry. I want to say for 2021, I barely purchased any semiconductor stocks, but now in 2022, I do believe these kind of pullbacks and kind of consumer spending wearing is causing a lot of attractive price for some of these semiconductor companies. Now, before I kind of end this episode, I want to take a quick look at Taiwan Semiconductor. These are manufacturers of chips, and they just presented their March 2022 revenue numbers. We can see right now revenue increased 33% year over year. So we can see strong growth in the overall market for chips at the moment. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Take care, have a good day, and see you next time.